ladies and gentlemen, it's just the same old story. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Heads Up Videocast. Recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers as the Phillies lose 4-3 to the Brewers as they drop the final game of this 3-game set and lose the series. And guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. It's just the same old story every single day, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the same old story. This offense is just so inconsistent. And I'm not really going to put this on Connor Brogdon. I mean, Kyle Gibson wasn't very good in this game, right? Got the start, wasn't very good. His second consecutive start that wasn't exceptionally good. But of course, that start in Miami was absolutely treacherous. This wasn't nearly as bad, but it definitely wasn't good. This is just disappointing, right? You could have won the series here, and I tell you, we had so many runners in scoring position, and we just failed to get the job done, right? It's just so frustrating. We left 14 men on base last night, so we had a lot of opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, and we should have capitalized on them more. So we took up the scoring summary. In the top of the first inning, Bryce Harper does it again, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the top of the first inning, he homers on a line drive to right field that it barely got out, but a home run is a home run. Harper's 29th of the season now, just on the doorstep of 30 home runs. That will be the 4th time in his career that he has hit at least 30 home runs, right? I mean, he should have gotten 30 in 2017. Unfortunately, he missed some time due to an injury, ended up getting 29, just one shy of 30. But it's just amazing, right? He would have gotten at least 30 in 2020 if he would have stayed healthy, if he would have played a full 162-game season. So Harper's been a little lucky there, but I tell you what, now 4 years in Harper's career, he's going to have 30 home runs. He just continues to just do amazing things. MVP, right? He deserves that NL MVP trophy. 1-0 Philadelphia. They pick it up bottom of the first inning. Kyle Gibson really struggling with his command, walking a lot of guys. And some of it was just mistaken location, most of it, and some of it wasn't great. Calling behind home plate as Omar Narvaez doubles on a line drive to right field. Colton Wong comes around to scores. The Brewers tied at 1, so it didn't take the Brewers long at all to tie it. That was pretty disappointing, right? I mean, that was quick. The Brewers quickly tied it. I mean, like I said, Kyle Gibson just was not locating, right? He just was really struggling with his command. And pick it up same inning. Daniel Vogelbach batting with the bases loaded. We have him 0-2. And he ends up walking. So Kyle Gibson walks in with the bases loaded as Eduardo Escobar comes around to scores. It's now a 2-1 Brewers lead. So the Brewers now take the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. This is just frustrating. I mean, you have a guy 0-2, there's no excuse. You can't walk him. I mean, come on. Seems like that's another common theme for this Phillies team and this pitching staff. So we tend to, when we get ahead, it kind of just seem to kind of just give up. Then about the second inning, Christian Yelich hits a soft ground ball over to first base, and Brad Miller goes home with the throw, and it is not in time as Freddie Peralta comes around to score as the Brewers now lead it 3-1. So not a good throw right there from Brad Miller. Not a good throw at all. I mean, I'm not really going to go too hard on JT on that, but I just don't really like that play at all. And yes, it was kind of far from the first base bag. I mean, it was over to his right, so over to Brad Miller's right, and it was pretty far from the back. So Brewers now lead 3-1. Then it's up in the third inning. Bryce Harper batting with the bases loaded. He gets an 0-2 count. The Brewers did what the Phillies did is they walk him after originally having him in an 0-2 count as Harper walks, and Josh Kelsey comes around to score. It's now just a 3-2 ball game. So good at bat right there from Harp. Getting that walk, the RBI. Then JT Muto hits a sharp ground ball out to shortstop, and Urias kind of has trouble getting out of his glove. They only able to get one at second as Bryce Harper unfortunately was out on the force. But in the meantime, Kyle Gibson came around to score as the Phillies now tied at 3, right? So that's what I was saying at the beginning. We should have gotten way more in that inning, and we couldn't do it, right? We just couldn't do it. Extra job, Didi Gregorius, and getting a job done there, right? So that's just frustrating, man. I mean, I can't stand it. We just continue to just strain opportunities. I cannot stand it. We have an opportunity to push, multiple runs on the board, not just one, but multiple runs across the board, and we just fail. It seems like that's just a common theme with this Phillies team. Didi Gregorius, down looking right there. I mean, come on. I mean, he hasn't done anything clutch all year. It's just so frustrating. Except for that, what was that, game tying or go-ahead home run against the Mets, like way back in April, whatever that was. So the Phillies tie it at 3. Then we pick it up bottom of the 6th inning. Eduardo Escobar unloads, ladies and gentlemen. He totally unloads as he homers on a deep fly ball to right field. His 25th of the season off of Connor Brogdon, who I'm not really mad about. We'll talk about that a little bit later. He just made a definite mistake on location right there as the Brewers now take the lead, a 4-3 ball game. So it's now 4-3 Milwaukee, and that would be your final as the Phillies offense would do nothing the rest of the game as we now lose the series. As we limp back to Philly to face the Colorado Rockies. So Dubo Herrera gets the start out of the spot, collects 1 hit. And Gene Segura, a lot of ones. So he's not really collecting a lot of multi-hit games. Bryce Harper continues to be an on-base machine with that solo shot, his first AB of the ball game. And then he draws 3 walks after that. I mean, this guy is just a machine. OPS now climbs to 1,012. And the average now climbs to 303. I mean, these are just elite numbers. I mean, we're witnessing history right here, and we're also witnessing and just an insane waste of talent. This is a sad. And JT Richo, can he hit a fastball? Can he hit a fastball? I am tired of him not coming up in these kind of situations. And I love JT. He's his second favorite Philly, but I mean, shame on him for not getting the job done. Everything like, oh, well, he's just in the slump. Well, he hasn't been great all year. You can't deny it. He's not been great. I mean, he's been good, but not great. I mean, he's definitely underperformed. It's sad. It's just sad. So I really hope that, since getting his paycheck, that he didn't kind of just take the foot off the gas a little bit. I hope he's not one of those guys. I mean, that's just speculation, but I hope I'm wrong about thinking that. I mean, I'm not going to, definitely say, oh yeah, that's why he's, not doing so well. But you know what? I mean, who knows? I'm just trying to just think of a possible explanation. And Didi Gregorius, he collected 1 hit. I don't even care. I mean, he totally just botched the opportunity to get more runners in that kind of situation. Right, first and third, 2 out. And you don't get the job done. You get called out on strikes like that. Brad Moe gets to start at first base and does absolutely nothing. This goes to show you this offense just wasn't there last night in Milwaukee, ladies and gentlemen. This wasn't after we, got in the first game of the series and pushed across 12 runs. We scored none the next game, and we scored 3 in the last. So it's just a typical 2021 Phillies game for you. And Kyle Gibson gets to start 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So his parents were there in attendance, and it wasn't a very good game, right? He didn't get smacked with a loss. I was disappointed. I mean, he's not a strikeout kind of guy. It's kind of weird. Pitched 95 innings, 1 out shy of 5 innings, and he got 5 strikeouts. So he almost got on average a strikeout every inning, which is kind of unusual for a guy that usually generates a lot of ground balls to get his outs and some fly balls as well. But it was kind of unusual to see that. I just wasn't really impressed with him last night at all, right? I mean, 4 walks, he was struggling with his command, and really were wearing him out. His pitch count was through the roof. It just wasn't his kind of start last night, right? His stuff he wasn't really executing too well, right? So he was struggling to get that ball on the ground. Allowed 7 hits, right? And he's a pitch to contact type of out kind of guy, right? That's why he allowed 7 hits. But I mean, you go look at the 5 strikeouts, kind of contradicts that. The area now climbs to 3.38. So not the best out of Kyle Gibson, but I'm not really gonna blame them too much. I mean, this offense needs to pick up their pitcher sometimes. I'm talking about that. Sounds when Zach Wheeler doesn't have a great start and gets the loss. I'd say that. I'm like the offense has got to pick up their horse sometimes. Not saying that Kyle Gibson is a horse of reputation. He's definitely not. But good Connor Brogdon gets smacked with the loss, right? If you take away what he did to Eduardo Escobar, that was not one of the worst appearances out of bullpen I've ever seen, right? He just made a big mistake to Eduardo Escobar, and it cost him. If you take that away, that was not a terrible inning and a third. It was not. And he definitely didn't he definitely didn't deserve to get smacked with a loss. Now 5-4 in the year. I'm going to go back to it again. It all goes back to the offense again, right? Pitching wins games. Pitching does win games. But, I mean, you got to have some offense in there too, man. I mean, it's just like, oh man, I just don't. It wasn't like we just lost 1-0, but a 4-3 final score. It's not really a high scoring affair. And Jose Alvarado and Sam Coonrod both were great. I mean, how did Sam Coonrod striking out the side? There in the about the 8th inning. Sam Coonrod striking out the side. Go take a look at that. It was all wasted just because we failed to capitalize when it really matters. Like, because JT Richo can't catch up to a fastball. Didi Gregorius looks at pitches down the middle of the plate when there's runners on base. That is the theme of the story in this game. And Bryce Harper continues to be elite, and no one is usually on base when he hits home runs. ERB total now jumps up to 68 as we open up a 4-game series against the Colorado Rockies. First game starting tonight at 7:05. Sensatella on the mound for the Rockies 4-9 with a 4.16 ERA. And he'll be opposed by Ranger Suarez, 6-4. They 1.3 ERA. Hopefully Ranger can stay strong like he has been. And 7-5 tomorrow night. Marquez on the mound for Colorado, 11-10 with a 4.08 ERA. They to be determined for the Phillies. On Saturday, it's a 6:05 start. I will be there. A to be determined for the Rockies. We have Zach Wheeler on the mound for the Phillies, 12-9 with a 2.91 ERA. Then on Sunday, 1-5 the first pitch. Also to be determined for the Rockies, and we got Aaron Nola 7-8 with a 4.57 ERA. Usually I always would be excited when Aaron Nola pitched, but actually I kind of get sad when I find out he's pitching. So, my opinion about this series is you got to take 3 out of 4. I'm just so tired of the mediocrity. I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of getting 5 games above 500 and then you lose 4 out of 5. I mean, that's a sign of a 500 team. Anybody that's not willing to admit that is just insane. I mean, that's a 500 team for you right there, as the Phillies did get some bad news yesterday, as right-handed pitcher Zach Eflin will require right knee surgery. He'll have it tomorrow, Friday, and the recovery time will be 6 to 8 months. This is just bad. I mean, this is bad for this Phillies team. It's not what this Phillies team needs, right? I mean, this is probably most likely going into next season. He's most likely not going to be right for opening day next year, and if you're really, if you want to be even more scared, go take a look at his doctor. It's Dr. Steve Cohen. That's not a good sign, right? I'm very concerned about Dr. Steve Cohen operating on Zach Eflin for obvious reasons. No, I'm just kidding. If you're not aware, I don't think this even needs to be said. But yes, there is a different. Of course, it's just a coincidence that the Mets owner Steve Cohen, right? Of course, there's a doctor named Steve Cohen as well. So it's just 2 different Steve Cohens. It's kind of funny, right? The Phillies, put on Twitter like, well, Dr. Steve Cohen going to operate on Zach Eflin, and everybody should have read the comments on it. It was so funny. Yes, it's a different Steve Cohen. Yes, I'm joking. But that is kind of funny, right? But what's not funny is not having Zach Eflin for 6 to 8 months, right? I mean, of course, we're not going to be playing baseball in even 2 months. It's just like, it's probably going to go into, opening day next year. Probably. He's probably not going to be ready for opening day next year. That's not good. That's not good, right? So we still haven't been able to have that full season of Zach Eflin yet. We got to see that. I'm disappointed, right? You should have taken 2 out of 3 from Miami, and you definitely should have taken 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee. I mean, there were some winnable games here. The second game was not winnable, but last night was winnable. And you definitely should have, like I said, taken 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. That second game of the series, that was winnable. It's just a typical Phillies thing, right? When you have a chance to gain ground in the standings, you fail to capitalize. And yet, I mean, people are still gonna, find a way to be positive. If you want to be positive about this, then be my guest. But I'm just sick of this because I've seen it year after year after year, and literally the Phillies, they hand it to them. It's not even that hard. Look at last year. All they had to do was just win 1 out of those 3 games against the Rays. They couldn't do it. It's just like, and even this year, they've had many opportunities. So many opportunities that were literally given to them, and they don't capitalize. I'm sick of this, man. I'm sick of this. So until I see like a consistent run, good consistent baseball, which we're running out of time. Maybe start changing my mind. Right now, 3 games above 500. Anytime, like I said, anytime we get 5 games above 500, 6 games, we do whatever we can to try to go back to 500. Excellent job on that. We're 2.5 games back from the first place in the NL East spot, right? The Braves did lose last night. Now 8 games above 500, right? The best team in this division is 8 games above 500, and we're on September 9th. That is sad. That's a really disgrace to the sport. So 7:05 the first pitch tonight. So we got Sensatella on the mound 4-9 with a 4.16 ERA, and Ranger Suarez 6-4. They 1.3 ERA. So let's try to take 3 out of 4 here. So guys, if you watch this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. Link in the description section at Phillies at Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-392. Email philliesatgmail.com. That's just a disappointing series, disappointing way to end off the series. So 7-5 the first pitch tonight, Sensatella, Suarez. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. Let's bounce back. I'll see you again.